A shot of the Celtics earlier, coming down the tunnel. They're not messing around. They're ready to get to work here at home. Greetings and thanks for ending your Monday on 2K Sports with some NBA hoops. And along with Grant Hill and Doris Burke, I'm Brian Anderson, joined by Allie LaForce, our reporter. And taking a broader look here at the year-over-year scoring trend for Jrue Holiday.
And when you look at his offensive output over the past few years, it seems like other teams have figured him out and have his number now. He's having to put in a lot more effort on the offensive end, but without producing nearly the same results.
So here are the Jazz starting five. Markkanen and Collins, the 3 and 4. Collier is out there with Colin Sexton, and it's Kessler in at the 5. And for the Celtics, the two Jays, Brown at the 3 and Tatum at the 4. Holiday at the 1 with White at the 2. And it's Porzingis in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Grant, one thing these teams have in common, they are great at rebounding the basketball.
Oh, yes, they are. I mean, it'll be a battle down low. Boxing out is vital, and second chance points may just decide this game.
Now here's Brown. Shot clock at 6. Holiday from long range. Rebound, Utah. And this is their first time matched up with the Celtics this year. Sexton goes in. The rebound by Jason Tatum. All right, let's check in with Allie LaForce.
Well, I had a chance to talk with head coach Joe Mazzulla, and I took the time to ask him about his strategy for Lauri Markkanen, and he said we know he's going to hit big shots and be physical on the floor, but we're going to make him work for everything tonight. I hope we can test every shot that he takes. Hope and hard work. Can't ask for more than that, guys.
Appreciate the report, Allie. For 3, Collier counted from distance.
Yeah, this is why people like to play with Mr. Markkanen. This guy is a solid passer out of that forward spot.
Brown passes to Porzingis. Good. And Brown gets the assist.
This guy is a pick-your-poison kind of player. Very hard defensively to cover all your bases with him.
Well, the Jazz are one of just 10 NBA franchises to never win a championship, Grant.
Yeah, you know, it's so hard to believe considering they had the 4th best winning percentage in NBA history. Think about it. If it weren't for one Michael Jordan, they'd probably have 2 rings.
Brown passes to Porzingis. Low block shot. Kessler with a rebound.
Boy, just 1 for 4. A little brisky right now.
And Porzingis is good for 3. Porzingis has got 5.
Well, he's got the green light. Porzingis understands. Be ready on the catch.
Pass to Collins. Shoots over Tatum. Outside Sexton. And he lobs it up to the rim. And there's the rejection.
That's anticipation on the defensive end by Derek White. Send it back, young sir.
Outside Brown. Now Tatum, 3-pointer, and no good. Here's Collier. He's covered by Holiday. About 3 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Here's Sexton. Can't hit that one. Good work defensively by White. And he drives in. Oh, he goes up high for the two-handed slam.
Soaring in for the dunk, Derek White. My goodness.
For Utah, they've gone just 3 for 7 here at the start. And so Will Hardy calls for the timeout. A moment to rest and confer on the game plan. They're coming off that loss against Philadelphia.
They hit a couple big shots, but overall, there was a lack of consistency. Just not their night at the offensive end.
You know what? There was a lot of standing around in that basketball game. Failing to move bodies and failing to move the basketball is a bad formula.
Okay, fans. Who needs a free kick? Get on your feet.
The Jazz making a change here. Clarkson's checked in. With the playoffs around the corner, let's see how the West is shaping up. You look at the Jazz, a really frustrating season for them. They're looking forward to the draft. Here's Collier. He's coming off a 13-point game against Philadelphia. Just 5 to shoot. Back to Collins. Nice D from Tatum. Boston's gone 1 for 3 from beyond the arc. Outside, Brown. Porzingis with a screen on Markkanen. Brown with it, picked up by Markkanen. The 15-footer is good.
Sweet little mid-range from Jaylen Brown. That 3-level scoring coming into play.
Markkanen outside. Shoots over Brown. Hits the rim on the way in, and the bucket is good. The Celtics have gone 4 of 8 and looking in control. Well, Doris, the 7-footer from Finland, Lauri Markkanen. What makes him so tough to stop?
Well, the size you mentioned, 7 foot. The sweet shooting that he provides. He's got tremendous range and accuracy from three-point territory. Can put it on the deck, is willing to mix it up on the glass. There's a lot to like.
And he gets it to go.
Yeah, that's a good look for Collins. I like the offensive approach right there.
For Boston, they've gone 5 of 9 from the floor. And Joe Mazzulla calls timeout here. He's going to gather the troops and talk it over. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Allie LaForce.
Well, after some down years in Dallas, Kristaps Porzingis said, "I really checked myself. From that point on, I started building my game back up. Sometimes when you're younger, your physical abilities might already be there, but your mental is not. Once that all clicks, that's when you've got something."
Well, that's a good way to think of it. Thanks, Allie. So Boston going with almost an entirely new group here. Cornette's checked in for Kristaps Porzingis. Al Horford comes in for Tatum. Hauser, he's checked in for White. And Pritchard is subbed in for Drew Holiday. Pass to Pritchard. Yes! Great play by Horford to set him up.
Well, this is an example of the court awareness we talk about with Al Horford. This guy's a very willing passer.
George finds Markkanen. Clarkson with a screen on Horford. Here's Markkanen. Kicks it out to Clarkson. 5 to shoot. Tries again. Horford pulls it in.
Boy, surprised he missed that. The defense just good enough to prevent that bucket.
Here's Pritchard. George defending. Brown against Sexton. It's Brown on the wing. Looking at his stats, he's getting just over 23 points a game. Pulls up on the wing. Off the window. It's good.
Oh, explosive crossover. How's that for a move?
Tie game in Boston. And we'll get the second quarter underway on the other side of this break. And it's been a pretty even game here after one quarter of play. And for Boston guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
Well, coming into tonight, maybe you thought they were going to settle for perimeter jump shots. Nope, that's not the case.
They've certainly made the commitment to pounding the basketball into the painted area, and boy, is it paying dividends.
On the floor for Utah, getting going in the second. George and Sexton in the backcourt. Then it's Filipowski. Then it's Jordan Clarkson. And it's Sensabaugh in at the power forward position. And that's good. His first bucket of the game.
Well, they're trying to establish their attack down in the paint. And make no mistake, these help their overall confidence.
Pritchard, the pass to Hauser. Tatum, a screen on Clarkson. Here's Hauser. They grab their own miss. Here's Pritchard. Knocks down the triple. Pritchard's got 5 now.
Well, Jason Tatum has become an extraordinary passer. This guy knows the attention he draws, just gets his teammates involved.
Pass to Clarkson. Takes the 3. Rebound Boston. Tatum's got 4 rebounds now. Horford inside. Utah grabs the miss. And we played just over a minute of basketball in the second quarter. Here's Clarkson. Got it. Good job in the low post. Clarkson's got his second basket on the night.
Jordan Clarkson showing the ability to put the ball on the deck and make a play.
Pritchard, the pass to Tatum. All right, Doris, what do you think separates the good teams from the great teams at crunch time?
Boy, I think there's a lot of things, Brian, that separate that. Number one, can you execute on both ends when it's a clutch game? Can you absorb the pressure of a moment, understanding time and score, how to get a quality shot on every possession, how to string together multiple stops? Can you make shots under duress of great defense? There are so many things that differentiate between the good and the championship.
And Boston with some changes. Kristaps Porzingis, he's checked in for Craig. And Drew Holiday is subbed in for Hauser. And a switch here also for Utah. Martin, he's checked in for Sexton. Now here's George. He's guarded closely. Pass to Sensabaugh. George, a screen on Tatum. Here's Sensabaugh, hounded by Tatum. Shot's good by Sensabaugh. Sensabaugh's gotten his second bucket of the game. Here's Pritchard. Back to Tatum. Tatum drops the hammer.
Another lead change. Give these teams credit. They're really fighting it out.
Neither team willing to give an inch, and neither able to seize the momentum. This has been a fascinating one to watch.
And the shot goes down. Sensabaugh's got 6 points in the quarter.
He came up dry offensively in the first, but looks like he's ready to turn it around.
Horford outside. Outside Holiday. Puts up a 3. Utah with the rebound. At the conclusion of this one, they're off to Memphis, where they'll face the Grizzlies. And that'll mark the end of this 5-game road trip. Holiday against Clarkson. To the paint. And he goes in for the dunk.
Really good execution by Jordan Clarkson. As a coach, you're always looking to maximize your team's consistency. That's good offense.
You know, from day one in the NBA, Keontae George had the ability to create his own shot like few others, Doris.
There are certain guys that are electric with their athleticism and the live body they bring to the game. Keontae George knows how to score, and as he develops as a playmaker, look out.
And Utah has possession. Following the bucket by Boston. George, a screen on Tatum. There's the drive. 2 points. That one goes. Sensabaugh's got 8 points.
And you'd think their lead would hold as long as they continue to shoot like this.
And Joe Mazzulla has called timeout. He's going to talk it over with his guys. Coming into this, having notched a win against the Lakers in their last game.
And that night, they did a great job of executing their plays and creating mismatches.
Well, it was certainly a game that their analytics people had to love breaking down. I thought they exposed every weakness in the defense.
Some changes for Boston. Hauser, he's checked in for Horford. Brown comes in for Tatum. And Derek White subbed in for Pritchard. .157 left to play in the second quarter. Pass to Porzingis. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And it's blocked by Kessler.
Such a disruptive defender, Kessler, one of the best shot blockers this league has to offer.
Here's Collier. He's covered by Holiday. Here's Collier. He's got 5. To the inside. And here's Collins for 3. It's rebounded by Jaylen Brown.
He is just so deadly from out there. You expect that to fall.
Now here's White. Porzingis with a screen on Sexton. Right wing. Holiday up top. He's scoreless. Can't get it to fall. 0 for 2 now. Jazz leading by 3. And there's the lob. "50 seconds left in the second quarter. Pass to Hauser. Back to Brown. Oh, rise up, Jaylen Brown.
Boy, you get a real glimpse of the explosiveness of Jaylen Brown. What a big-time finish.
And here's Kessler. Sexton, the open look. Cans it with nobody near him. And the Jazz lead by 5.
Defensively, you can't afford to get stuck on the pick.
You know exactly what that takes. It takes energy, it takes activity, it takes...
Oh!
This guy, one of the most elite athletes in the game, Jaylen Brown, finishes beautifully.
Pass to Markkanen. And Jaylen Brown gets a whistle that time. That's his first foul of the game.
And just wasn't able to set up in time.
Team foul. Coming onto the floor for the Celtics, number 40, Luke Garnett.
Launches it from deep. And no good. Trying to get that one to fall. And so a close game as we wrap up the first half of play. It's the Jazz up 3. All right, now let's check in with Allie LaForce. Allie, what do you have?
Well, John, you're facing a challenge tonight. What's been the key to this lead in the first half?
I think following through with our game plan. I think we knew it was going to be a tough night tonight. Solid team, short roster, so we knew we were going to have to come out and bring the edge competitively.
They knew the scouting report. Guys?
Okay, Allie, appreciate it. And folks, we'll be back after halftime to begin the third quarter.
Hello, everybody. No lack of drama tonight. The Utah Jazz might be taking this one all the way down to the wire.
Total team effort. Instead of 5 starters, it's like they've got 7 or 8 guys getting it done. That's how good the reserves have been tonight, guys.
Lots of interchangeable parts. They can throw different lineups at you. Keeps you guessing. Now let's take a moment here for a look at the upcoming schedule.
And for that game against the Thunder, I'd wager you're looking forward to this one. Playing the number 1 team in the West, it's a surprisingly close matchup. A real opportunity to prove that they're a championship contender.
Thanks for tuning in. Now we head back to Brian Anderson for the start of the third quarter.
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. Here's Sexton. Holiday at the 1 with White at the 2. Tatum is the 4 with Porzingis at center. And it's Brown in at the 3 spot. That's the Boston 5. Here's Sexton. Unable to get that one. And so it's White with it. He brings it up for the Boston Celtics. It's a 3-point game. You know, Grant, looking at the career of Colin Sexton, he had a huge third season, averaged 24 a game.
Yeah, B.A. And unfortunately, Colin hurt his knee early during his 4th year. Had season-ending surgery, but we've seen Sexton make a full comeback and just a dynamic scoring guard.
Here's Sexton. Boston pulls it in.
Well, this is the night you look at your teammates and tap them on the back and say, good job, because for him, he's been struggling all night.
And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
Brian, it's great hearing Celtics coach Joe Mazzulla talk shop. He said everybody tries to break basketball up into offense and defense, but it's one game. Your spacing, decision-making, and shot selection set up your defense. That transition happens so fast, so the game is constantly changing. It's all connected, Brian.
No question. Thanks, Allie. Good stuff there. It's a close game here in Boston. Brown with it, picked up by Sexton. Brown passes to White. Now Tatum for the lead. And Tatum drills the three.
Well, I absolutely love the way this guy has controlled the pace tonight. They've been able to play the style they want.
And so Will Hardy calls for the timeout, and we might see some changes. Coach potentially looking to adjust. The 2K leaderboard highlights the top scorers since the All-Star break. 5th, Jason Tatum.
You have to appreciate scorers who turn it on down the stretch. He's given them points in crucial games.
Just a little over 90 seconds gone in the third quarter. Here's Collier. 5 points in the game. Here's Collins. Utah with another miss.
Scoreless in their first 5 attempts since halftime. It's getting ugly.
Tatum gets the bucket.
Jason Tatum is capable of explosive nights offensively. If you're the defense, you better lock in right now.
It's stolen by Holiday. On the break. So it'll be 2 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting. These are his first free throws of the game.
At the line, Drew Holiday. At the line for 2 shots.
The first free throw is good.
What you love about Drew Holiday is this understated toughness. You know he's going to give you great effort and intensity nightly.
Holiday hits them both.
That's what he does. Rock solid at the line.
Jazz trail by 7. Second half of play here with just under 2.5 minutes passed. Ooh, lots of contact on the shot. So 2 free throws will follow that whistle. What growth from Lowry, Markkanen, Doris, the 2023 Most Improved Player Award winner.
Yeah, you think about it. Markkanen entered the league at just 20 years of age. You forget how young these guys are sometimes. But Markkanen finds a great situation where he's a featured part of an offense, and then he makes an all-star team.
That's good for Markkanen.
What I'm always impressed by, guys, is Markkanen's versatility. The guy can face up and make jump shots. He can be enough of a presence on the interior that you're very comfortable with him in this modern NBA game.
Markkanen hits them both.
He's one of the league's best free throw shooting bigs. A performance like this certainly proves it.
Outside Holiday. Tatum against Collins. Ooh, rugged finish from Tatum.
And they're building on their lead, doing whatever they can to blow this game open.
One of the things they're doing is identifying favorable matchups and then going at them.
Kessler, a screen on Holiday. Markkanen outside. Clock at 6. Utah with another miss. Celtics lead by 7. Tatum passes to Brown. No stopping him there. Jams it in, and he's fouled. An opportunity at a 3-point play. That one on Kessler. First trip to the free throw line for him tonight. Pritchard's checked in for White.
Defensive foul. That's his first personal foul. Second team foul. At the line for your Celtics, Jaylen Brown. At the line with 1 shot.
You have to admire the growth of Jaylen Brown. He comes in as an attacking athlete. He's now a better passer, and he absolutely is a knockdown three-point shooter.
George passes to Sexton. To the middle. Here's Clarkson. Jaylen Brown with a rebound.
Boy, if you're going up against this guy in this close a range, you've got to defend with everything you've got. A tremendous job defensively.
Here's Tatum. Kessler with a rebound. Kessler's got his 4th rebound in this one. Clarkson outside. And the foul is called. He missed it, so he's got a couple of free throws coming his way. Kristaps Porzingis picks one up.
This, to me, is when Clarkson is at his best. When he's pushing the action, being aggressive, it carries over to the rest of the team, guys.
2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First free throw is good.
Sometimes, guys, you need someone on your team who understands my job is to be aggressive, whether I have it going or whether I don't. And Jordan Clarkson is that guy.
Filipowski, he's checked in for Sexton. And so Clarkson nails both of them. And when you talk about guards who can really attack in the lane, Jordan Clarkson is on that list, Doris.
BA, there are just certain guys who are comfortable operating in tight windows. Clarkson's mindset is score. He's got a great sense for where and when to pull up into his shot. He can burn you from 3, a little bit streaky, but boy, he can really get on a hot streak.
And so Will Hardy calls for the timeout. He wants to make sure everybody's on the same page. Boston with some changes. Al Horford comes in for Kristaps Porzingis. And it's Hauser in for Tatum. And Utah with a change here too. Sensabaugh is checked in for Kessler. There's 1:54 left in the third. Now George. No made baskets yet. Lays it up and banks it in.
And just muscling it in. George, very aggressive.
And here's Boston. They're on a 17-6 run. Pritchard, the pass to Holiday. Horford, a screen on Clarkson. Pass to Horford. Horford gets it done inside.
I mean, they've been relentless. Just keep getting shots at the rim.
And so George will bring it up for the Utah Jazz. Trailing by 10. Inside, Filipowski. Yes, and it's George picking up the assist. Filipowski's got his first bucket in this one.
The bounce pass right on the money. Great setup.
Pritchard, the pass to Horford. Right side Brown. Can't get it to go. His second miss in 6 drives. Jazz trail by 8. Clarkson outside. Pass to Markkanen. Now here's Clarkson. Shot is up. Hauser grabs the board. 23 seconds left in the third. The floater, and it's laid up and in by Holiday. Holiday's got 4 points now in the quarter.
They've toned down their three-point attack in the second half, looking to protect the lead with higher percentage shots.
Clarkson for 3. He can't get it to go. And so it's the Boston Celtics ending the quarter up 10. What has them in front right now? By and large, they're taking great shots. Back to the game after this break. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
Talk about painting a magnificent picture with that dime. Just a great decision and a perfect delivery.
We call that putting it right in the pocket, and he knew what to do with it once it was there.
Fourth quarter action is upon us. Thanks as always for joining us. Celtics lead by 10. And Utah looking at who they've got to start the fourth. They've got Jordan Clarkson, also Keontae George out there, and it's Potter in at the 4-man position. Oh, Tatum takes the contact.
Well, the increasing strength of Jason Tatum is making it harder to knock him off his path. That is nice.
Pass to Sensabaugh. Misses, and you know he wants that one back.
You got to move past that one. I mean, they'd want him to take that again.
And they should, because it's when you start turning down that kind of look that your offense can start to bog down a bit.
Here's Pritchard. George defending. It's blocked, and they get it back. Tatum from long range gets the 3-ball to go. Tatum's got 17 now, just in the second half.
Here in the second half, they're really focused on stretching the floor.
And guys, boy, when you're hitting, it sure does work. It obviously opens up major options at the offensive end.
Down low. And he's going to the line for 2. The official saw contact while he was going up.
You have to love how tough Al Horford is when he gets deep, low post position. It makes it really hard on the defense.
All right, guys, what do you think so far on the offensive approach for the Celtics?
Well, picking all the low-hanging fruit, defenses these days want to concede the mid-range, and they're happy to take it.
I think it's also important we mention the number of assists this group has tallied. Their offense continues to just hum along right now.
And he drops the first.
Well, Al Horford, one of the most respected veterans in this league. Why? Well, he's unselfish, and it's always about team first.
Cornette's checked in for Boston. Holiday comes in for Hauser. And Utah with a change here, too. Williams is checked in. Horford hits them both. Jazz trail by 17. George outside, looking to end the run. And it's good on the lay-in.
Just a gutsy play by George inside, finding the close-range look.
Here's Pritchard. George defending. Pritchard, the pass to Tatum. Out to Horford. 6 on the shot clock. From behind the arc. Rebound, Utah. Going inside. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket is good, and he'll go to the line.
I'll tell you, what a night. He has been efficient. He's been strong. Unfortunately, they're still fighting an uphill battle.
Boston making a switch here. Craig's checked in.
Shooting 1.
One shot.
Celtics lead by 12. Here's Cornette. Outside Tatum. The 3-ball. It's hauled in by Collier.
It's tough to get open in this league, and when you do, it hurts not to capitalize.
It's stolen by Tatum. And here we go. The Celtics on the run. Oh, look at Tatum. What a finish.
We know we're talking about a skilled scorer in these open floor situations. Jason Tatum knows where to be.
Collins outside. Pass to Collier. 3-pointer. Kicks it out to Markkanen. Second chance effort. And it's Cornette with a rebound. The Celtics have got 3 of 6 shots to go in this fourth quarter. And here's Tatum. Holiday passes to Pritchard. 6 to shoot. Inside. And he caught that pass in full stride on his way to the big slam.
You do not want to give up passing lanes off the screen. How about Jason Tatum with a decisive look there?
And we've got a timeout called by Will Hardy. He wants to make sure everyone is aligned, given the situation right now. Take a look at the New Balance player of the game, Jason Tatum.
And I'll tell you what, this was one easy pick for sure. From the start, he looked in total control for the entire game. It's incredible to see a player outperforming everyone else on the court.
Boy, you can see the amazing relationship he's built with the hometown fans, and it motivates him to always give them his very best. Markkanen looking it over to the middle. Porzingis against Kessler. Over to the wing. Clock at 6. Collins a screen. He shoots. Rebound Boston. Tatum with it. Outside Holiday. The 3. It's hauled in by Collier. Collins with a screen on Holiday. Outside Sexton. Pass to Collins. Tatum pulls it in. Tatum's got his 7th rebound here tonight. White finds Porzingis. Outside, Brown. Hits the trifecta.
That three-point shooting sets up every aspect of Jaylen Brown's game. What a pretty shot.
Jazz trail by 19.
It looks like it'll be a big win for them here. Time to just cruise to the end of the game and chalk up the victory for the Celtics.
You can score without sharing the ball, but it can be a whole lot easier when guys are assisting one another.
Yeah, they were very patient. They were also unselfish, and ultimately, that's why they were so efficient.
And they're going to win this one, making this their 47th victory so far.
And they meet just twice, so taking the first meeting means a lot to this team.
And when you look at the game, the one thing that helped fuel this team to victory was the efficiency for Jason Tatum.
They simply can't stop him right now. This guy playing with passion and focus.
Well, Grant, we've heard some out there say dynasties are dead, and these days there are a lot of teams contending for titles.
Well, the NBA is happy to see all the competition, but, you know, this league has been defined over the decades by dynasties. We'll see if their epitaph has been written.
2 open that time. Made it look easy. Tatum's got 30.
You got to give them respect. They're doing everything they can to close this out.
Well, just terrific teamwork. Each guy doing his part. You love what you're seeing from them tonight.
And there's the screen. George passes to Clarkson. The 3 is up. And Pritchard pulls it down.
Yeah, you know, he usually makes you pay from that range.
Now 8 seconds separating the 2 clocks. Ooh, Tatum slams it home.
Their home crowd has energized them all game. Now they're closing it out.
Well, for all intents and purposes, this game is over. Just a matter of time here.
Pass to Filipowski. Here's Clarkson, and the jumper is good at the free throw line. There's 10 seconds left in the game. And so it's Boston easily grabbing this one. Well, this might not have been the most competitive game we've ever seen, but you've got to appreciate their masterful performance.
And I'm sure their fans appreciated it too. We saw the outstanding defense and a loaded offensive effort. They were just dominant out there.
All right, let's go courtside to Allie LaForce with our player of the game. Allie, it's all yours.
Thanks, Jason. This team is on a roll. Plenty of energy on the sidelines. How much fun are you having out there?
Winning is fun. Hopefully we can keep it up. especially at home. You know, we don't want to let our fans down. We got the best fans in the league, and they give us all the energy in the world. So, you know, we appreciate them.
Doing it for the fans. Thanks, Jason.
Thanks, Allie. Great interview once again. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Allie LaForce, Grant Hill, and Doris Burke, I'm Brian Anderson saying thanks for tuning in. And as we leave you, here's a look at our player of the game, Jason Tatum.